Greetings, Oak Grove families. Principal Ryan here. I am so excited to host your students, your children back on campus for full-time instruction this fall. I want to take a moment to talk about our arrival and departure procedures. For those of you that had students at Oak Grove last year, you'll notice a lot of similarities to the system we implemented at the end of the year, but with some good upgrades. If you are brand new to Oak Grove this year, then this video is going to be especially important. So please listen carefully, give it a good watch, and let me know if you have any questions. So first of all, because visitors are prohibited on campus, parents and guardians must either remain in their vehicles or at designated meeting areas during drop-off and pickup. Our campus is closed to visitors for the time being before, during, and after school hours. And this includes play areas. So the way this translates is that families will need to be dropping students off at the periphery of campus. We are not able to have parents walking students to their classroom doors. Hopefully we'll get to a place at some point this year when we can do that, but for right now, we are not able to accommodate that. This also means that students, families are not going to be able to use the playgrounds after school. I know that this is an Oak Grove pastime, but unfortunately, just due to our cleaning procedures, we can't allow that right now. So thank you for your help with this. Traffic patterns. So something very important for safety of everyone. Students should be dropped off on the same side of the street as the school. Please do not ask your students to cross the street after they exit their vehicle. And we ask that you please, no temporary parking or stopping on the streets immediately surrounding the school, because we need to keep all traffic lanes open for commuters or people arriving or departing by vehicle to be able to quickly get to where they need to go. And we also want to be respectful of our neighbors. And there are a lot of no parking signs posted around on the periphery of campus. We also ask that please do not make U-turns. This creates unsafe traffic conditions. I know it's no fun to wait in the traffic line over here, but with your help, we'll keep things moving along quickly and we'll make sure everyone is safe. Arrival and departure locations are similar to where they were last year, but your child's assigned location has probably changed. So every student is going to have an assigned arrival and departure location, and that'll be the same. Arrival and departure, it'll be the same for both. We ask that students use those assigned arrival and departure locations. This helps us to ensure that we don't have too much congestion at any one of the areas. Vehicles that are picking up multiple students at the same time can use the same arrival and departure area. Here are the so first of all, the times. So if you're in grades TK and K, school runs from 8:30 to 1:45. For our first, second, and third graders, it's 8:40 to 2:55. And for fourth and fifth graders, it's 8:30 to 2:55. So 8:40 for first, second, and third start time, 8:30 for TKK fourth and fifth. And note that on Thursdays, our grades 1 through 5 have a 1:55 p.m. release time every Thursday. Please do not drop off your students earlier than 8:15 p.m. 8:15 a.m. because 8:15 is when our campus supervision begins. So students will get dropped off in your designated area, and they're going to report directly to a specific play yard if they've arrived early. So for our TK and kinder students, that'll be the kindergarten play yard, and that'll be open from 8:15 to 8:30. For grades 4th and 5th, they're going to report to the lower playground, which will be open for the same time. And grades 1, 2, and 3 will be welcome on the upper playground from 8:15 to 8:40. Something to note about pickup. This is very important. So TK, can please make sure that your students are picked up within 10 minutes of the end of the day. That helps us to make sure that our students are properly supervised as they're transitioning home. So TK and Kinder, please be picked up by 1:55. Students in grades 1 through 5, please make sure they're picked up by 3:05 on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and by 2:05 on Thursdays on that early release day. And an important note about the Thursdays, the parents of students in grades 1 through 5 need to wait to approach the front pickup area until 1:55, because we're going to be clearing kindergarten students out starting at 1:45. And if we have parents of students in grades 1 through 5 in our parking area, or I'm sorry, in our pickup area, we'll have to ask you to move on and do some circles around the block until 1:55. So if you have a student in grade 1 through 5 and you're utilizing that front pickup area on Bauer Street by the office, please don't arrive to that spot until 1:55. Thank you. So here are the spots. These are the assignments for if your child is arriving by vehicle. So this is for vehicle. There's something a little bit different for people who are arriving on foot. So the front of the school, right next to the office on Bauer Street, this is for our TK and kindergarten students, and their older siblings can get dropped off there. And then this is also for students who don't have siblings in grades 1 and 2. Our back parking lot is going to be for students in grades 3 and vehicles that are picking up multiple students at the same time. So carpools, families that have multiple siblings, you are picking up in the back school parking lot. So if you're in grade 3 or you're picking up more than one kid, you're going to the back of the school. Unless you're picking up 2 children that are in the same grade. And if you have questions about that, just call the front office. Oak Grove Avenue over on the other side of the school, that's going to be for students without siblings in grades 4 and 5. Here's a map of what that looks like. So this is our TK, kinder, first and second grade without siblings, and the siblings of kindergarten students. This area in the back parking lot is where our students in grades 3 and the multiple student cars will be back here. And then over here on Oak Grove Avenue, this is the students without siblings in grades 4 through 5. And you'll notice, please do not park on any of the streets that are immediately surrounding the school. If you need to go park in the orchard down farther down on Bauer Street, or if you want to park in the neighborhoods back here, we just ask that you follow all the traffic rules. For safety purposes, please drop off the students in the designated unloading zones early. So for example, at that front area, please wait until students are right up along the yellow curb in front of the office before you drop them off. I know you'll be lining up back here, but please don't drop them off until they are in a space where we can ensure their safety. Same thing back here. The drop-off area will run from roughly here to here. You'll see where the white lines are on the road. And then for Oak Grove Avenue, don't drop them off before they hit the sidewalk, which starts about right here. Please, during drop-off, during arrival, pull up as far as you can. And if the car in front of you is about to pull off, please wait to have your child get out before that car pulls away, because that'll help us to unload students faster and in a safer way. At departure, so when you're picking up at the end of the day, a staff member is going to come up to your car. They are going to instruct you to pull up to a cone that has a number on it. So they'll say, oh, pull up to space number 1 or space number 3 or 5. And your child is going to meet you at that cone. So they'll tell you which spot to pull up to, and you'll meet us there. We did that at the front of the school last year. We're going to be extending that number policy to the back parking lot this year, and we may also do it for the Oak Grove Avenue area. Once your child has either left or entered your vehicle, please wait until the parked traffic ahead of you moves before departing. It's sort of like a Disneyland ride. You move when the car in front of you moves. So here are what the zones look like. So this is the zone that's in front of the office. You can see the yellow curb here, and we'll have cones set up all along this yellow curb that show you where to pull up to. And in the morning, just pull up as far as possible, like where this vehicle is parked. The zone 2 in the back parking lot, this is the drop off area. So you'll pull all the way up to the curb here, and we'll be able to unload 5 or 6 cars at a time. All of these areas will be supervised by an adult. Uh, please don't enter that back parking lot. Well, actually, that's more of a rule from last year. You can ignore that one. I'll take it off of the slideshow that I send you. And as you're pulling out of the back parking lot, please turn right to exit the back parking lot. And I will say also, parking spaces are, especially in the morning, are reserved for staff only. But at departure time, if you pull in and you happen to see a parking space, feel free to go ahead and take it. And if you want to pick up your kids on foot, that's fine. And this is the third zone, Oak Grove Avenue. So make sure students are getting dropped off on the curbs so they can enter through the gate here. All right. So now, some of you may opt to drop your children off by foot. This is a great way to help cut down on traffic congestion, and it's also, hey, it's healthy. So a lot of wins, a lot of good reasons for walking into school. So your children are allowed to walk to school either by themselves or with a friend, up to family. It's up to your family's discretion, and parents are allowed to walk their children up to the school. So here are the locations and the rules about that. So TK and kindergarten parents, you may drop your children off at the kindergarten gate in the plaza, but all other adults, so in grades 1 and 2, please do not proceed beyond the crosswalk area on the sidewalk. We want to eliminate as much congestion in that front plaza as possible. And please keep the vehicle unloading area clear. So the drop-off area is really over by the crosswalk if you're dropping off on foot. And then at departure, we ask, if you're using that front of school location, that parents, guardians wait on the opposite side of Bower Street. And I'm going to show you a picture of what that looks like. So wait over here on the opposite side of Bower Street until you see your child. Then no more 2 parents at a time, 2 families at a time can cross the crosswalk and collect their child about right here. We ask that you please don't go into the plaza because there will be a lot of kids waiting there. So please stay on the sidewalks. And then once you collect your child here, you're welcome to use this sidewalk right here, or you can cross back over the street. It's up to you. There's also 2 spots in the back of the school. There's the parking lot near the gates closest to Mighty Oaks. So that's right here on the map. And then there's also there's a sidewalk between the staff parking lot and that's closest to the library. So these will be the 2 places where parents, guardians can be waiting to meet their children. To show you what those pictures look like, here's the back of the school over by Mighty Oaks. Please don't cross beyond the fence. So this is sort of the cutoff point for parents that are waiting. And then the other spot is over here. So this is our library right here, room 21, Miss Flores' room. You're also welcome to wait on the sidewalk. Please be socially distanced while you're waiting on the sidewalks in any of these pickup locations. And we ask that you wear a mask because these locations will get a little bit congested. So those are the 3 pickup locations. Please do not park if you're doing this and you want to walk, park a couple blocks away and walk your kids onto campus. Highly encouraged, but please do not park on any of the streets immediately surrounding the school. It'll cause traffic congestion and it upsets our neighbors. We want to take good care of our neighbors. And we also, just as a reminder, please stay clear of any vehicle loading zones. These are the meeting points for on foot. And when you're approaching or departing the school on foot, we talked about this a little bit, but please use those zones only. And please don't park on the streets. Use the crosswalks when you can. If your child is late to school and the supervising staff are no longer in the arrival areas, no matter what your zone is, please drop your child off at the front of the school and have them report to the office so we can get them checked in. If you need to pick up your child early, please call the office 15 to 30 minutes in advance so we can have your child ready to meet you at the curb in front of the office. And then you can give the office a call when you arrive at the school. How can parents and guardians help? Number one, as always, please keep your child home if they're sick, and please review our COVID-19 policies on what to do if your child is exhibiting symptoms. Number two, please help your child practice getting in and out of your vehicle independently prior to the first day of in-person learning. Staff members will be available to help open doors as needed, but parents must remain in their vehicles. And the more independent your students are the more they practice, the faster arrival and departure will go, or the more efficient it will be. Three, please drop off and pick up your child on time. Number four, please have patience as we adapt to new procedures, especially at the beginning of the year. Things are probably going to take a little bit longer the first week or so, but once everyone gets into the rhythm of things, we'll smooth it out. So we thank you in advance for your patience. Number five, please follow the directions of staff members that are helping with arrival and departure. Number six, please do not drop off students earlier than 8:15 a.m. unless they are participating in the breakfast program. We will not have supervision available for students before 8:15 a.m. So that is the absolute earliest time students can be dropped off at Oak Grove, unless they're participating in before care or the breakfast program. Lastly, please do not park or stop on the roads immediately surrounding the school. Thank you so much for your help in ensuring a safe and distance arrival and departure procedure for our students. If you have any questions about these procedures, please contact Miss Lucy or Miss Fi in the office or myself. I included all of our email addresses there and our office phone number. We're happy to help you work through any individual situations or answer any questions you have. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this movie, and we look forward to seeing you and your children soon. Bye.